Alright, what's up my fellow YouTube watchers, and welcome to Cities Skylines 1. I was thinking about something, like Cities Skylines 2 is out for quite a while right now, and even though it is getting better, it's still far from what it's supposed to be. So then I was like, okay, let's go back to Cities Skylines 1. And of course we're going to use mods for this video. If you want me to do a let's play video without mods, so completely vanilla, let me know in the comments down below. But I want to see if Cities Skylines 1 still holds up in 2026. So going to play the game for about 1 hour. Let's make a little nice community over here with as much detail as we can. And let's actually do as much as we can in 1 hour, like completely realistic, as much detail as we can, and let's see how well we can do that in 1 hour in Cities Skylines 1. So this will be unedited, just me playing a game for about an hour. Yeah, I don't really have much time to record all the ways, so because I'm very busy with my job, with my studies and my family and stuff like that. And of course YouTube is still my hobby, but I like it nonetheless. Okay, so let's start with placing some rail lines right here. And I think we're going to do like a dual line, just like so. We can connect it up to this railroad over here. So let's see if we can actually place this right here. And I'm so used to Cities Skylines 2 that I barely know how Cities Skylines 1 actually works anymore. So I think it's about there-ish. And then we can actually place it like so. Make this a little bit straight. And I think that looks pretty good. And now we can actually hook this up just like so. And there we go. And for now we're working on this area. We can always tweak it later on if we need to. I don't know if we're going to get to that because we only have 1 hour on the clock, but we'll see. So let's actually extend this railway to about there, and then this one can extend all the way down there. And let's connect this actually up over here, and it should be around there-ish. I saw the line, but it's about there. There we go. And then connect that up. So that should be connected up. I think that looks pretty nice. Now this is a really nice railway. It's the NAR, North American Railway Generic Double 2A. Even though it's not electrified, I actually like it quite a bit. I do have electrified tracks, but for some reason the wires are not really showing. I could do the custom ones, but we'll see. We might do a little bit of electrified track, but we'll see. So now what I want to do is we want to grab ourselves some of these over here, because this is of course a dock. So let's do something like so. And let's see, we can have this one like so over here. And I think I actually used the wrong one, so let's actually use the right one so it looks a little bit nicer. And then we can have this one. I think, can we do it like this? Why are you wonky like that? I think we could do something like this, and then there should be about there. And we can have something like so, I guess. This makes sense, maybe. I don't know. We can have a junction anyway, so we have to pretend there's like a switch junction in between those tracks or something like that. Not quite sure. I mean, we could do that if we do something like so, maybe. I think that makes a little bit more sense. But then we get like this ugly little ways over here, but I guess I can live with that. And then of course we need a road connection right over here. So we do have to be careful, because bike lanes, if you want to have bike lanes, you do have to have a different type of road. So we cannot upgrade it just like we did in Cities Skylines 2. So that's one thing I have to keep in count. So let's grab a road right next to this key wall right here. And it's a little bit annoying that it cannot go close to the key wall. And that's where move it comes into play. So let's go with move it, something like so. And let's actually move this one closer a little bit more like so. Make sure this is straight. And I think that's pretty good. And so we have a bike lane over here as well. And now we can actually extend this to over here. extend this one over here, grab all of these nodes, and then we can actually do the upgrade height, and that should be the same height, and that looks a little bit better, even though the trees looks a little bit awkward. Now we can have a connection like so, and if we play a little bit smart, do we want to have a bike lane? I think I want to have a bike lane over here as well. So let's go with bike lane, and with this one with the trees in the middle, following that piece of track. And I think that makes it a nice connection right there, just like so. Is this okay? So we can have like a couple of factories over here, and maybe like a small little town over here. So this will be like a cargo route. So where the cargo trains come in and out, and maybe you can hook it up over here somewhere like so for a passenger route. So we'll see. So how I want to do this road, let's do a road like this to try and make a small community as best as I can. And I think if we want to have like a train connection, so we want to have trams and stuff like that as well. So let's do something like this. So let's go with this piece over here. So this is where train connection will be. And then of course we need to have trams and stuff like that as well. So let's see. So we can have a small little train station. Don't want to have it too big. Don't want to have it too small either. So not this type of, well, I could maybe do that, but I don't think that makes much sense. So I do want to have like a little bit of a bigger station, but not too big. So this one also have a subway, which doesn't make sense. Let's get that out of the way. So we have these ones. I think this is not really what I'm looking for. I don't think I have the station downloaded that I actually would want to use. Well, this one could actually be a thing. So let's actually do something over here. I think we're going to use that station right there. And if we do something like so, and make it over here, and then do something like so, and then place the station about there, and I think that can do fine. We can have some decorations, we have anarchy and stuff like that installed as well, so we can have like a tram network maybe going in over here. So what do we have on trams actually? Do we have like a tram hub? I do know we got like these huge hubs over here, but I don't think I would want to use that though. Even though, do we have like, well, this is train and metro. Also not what we want. We want to have like a train and tram network. I don't know if there's in the game. Don't want to spend too much time looking for that either. So we're going to make our own custom trams and stuff like that. That's perfectly fine. So we're going to have these narrow concrete ones. And if you can grab this in the middle, so something like so, you can have like a thing like this, and then make it a little bit nicer. Something like so, and then you can go over there, straight this up. And then of course we'll make this a little bit nicer later on, but for now that will do perfectly fine. And then you can continue on. Just like so. We can have like a small stop over here for a connection right down there. I think that's perfectly fine. And even though this game is pretty old, even with mods and stuff like that, I think the game looks pretty good. The standard trees are a little bit meh, so that's why I downloaded a lot of trees and stuff like that as well. But I think it still holds up pretty good, especially with mods. So I don't know how the game will be without mods. I think it will be way less, but we'll see. I might do a video with completely vanilla as well. So I learned a lot of detailing tricks, and even with vanilla I think I can make a pretty realistic and nice looking city, but it will just be way harder. Okay, so let's get actually going out of the way. Let's actually make this straight. Is that actually still good looking? It's a little bit wonky over there, but that doesn't really matter too much. And let's actually connect this up. We're about here somewhere, and then connect this up, and that should be this train connection right there. And then this can go all the way down here, and I think we can just connect it up just like so. And I think we're just going to do it like so. And I think that looks a lot better. I don't mind that too much. It actually adds some traffic lights, which is really good. It doesn't really add them everywhere. We got one over here, but it doesn't add one over here. Nope, it doesn't add one over here, which is a shame. We can always add our own. We got a lot of assets for that as well. So let's see, we can have like these ones over here. So we can make like an end point. Let's see, can we actually make it stop snapping? It should be able to stop snapping. Nope, it's still snapping, which is a bit of a shame. But that doesn't really matter too much because we got move it. So if we do something like this, bring this closer, something like so, we'll get this icon, which is a shame, but it is what it is. And it's too bad that we got like this snapping. I wish we don't have these snapping points, but okay, I turn off snapping, it's still snapping. So unless I not learned anything from this, but okay. So let's see, we can have it over here and you can actually connect up from about there. And I think that looks pretty amazing. And if we do like a double on the rest of this, this might get rid of that notification. It actually does. So we got like a small little thing over here. Now, what I want to do, maybe I do want to have it like so. Yes, that makes it a lot more sense. Okay, so we can come in, they can park and they can come back out. And actually go into this one. I think I really like that as well. I might want to do something over here as well. So maybe another one of these. And maybe want to have a double row at the end. And then maybe till about here. I think that looks pretty good. And then this one can go to about there. And then hook up over there. And I think that looks pretty good. I think that looks pretty decent. That makes it looks a little bit nicer. I got these little buffer zones over here as well. So we don't have to add those. So I think that looks pretty good. We still need to provide water and stuff like that. So let's quickly do that. Let's actually get some water in. So we got these pumping stations over here. I think this one looks pretty good. Over there is like a signal house or something like that as well. So that's perfectly fine. Because of mods, I don't have to lay down the pipes everywhere, which doesn't make sense. Because normally you would have to go down like this and have to do the pipes everywhere, which I don't have to do. Same like a Cities Skylines 2, basically. So if we go to electricity, we got a lot of electricity going on. You've got like aircraft carriers. Wow, that's big. We got like helicopters and stuff like that. Do they even provide power? They even provide power. Holy crap. Okay, that doesn't, but don't know why it's in the power plant stage then. But we can actually place down, let's place this one down here. Like some sort of factory or something like that. And then we can have this little tram track that we got going over here. This one. Can we get that right down here? So if we do it like this, how would that look? We might need to scooch it over just a tiny bit. Just like so. If we scooch it over just enough, I think just like there. And we connect it up. I don't think that looks too bad. I think that actually makes perfect sense. So we get that covered as well. We just need to get rid of these sidewalks a little bit, or these crossings, but that's fine. Now all we need to do is sewage. So let's actually get some sewage going. So let's get the sewage just going in here for now, I think. Got like this water drainage. So let's do it like right over there. And that should be good for now. Okay, so that should all be done. That should be going away. Do I have the paintbrush installed? No, I don't. That's a bit of a bummer. I don't know if we have decals in the game though. So do we have the pavement in the game? We do have some pavement, but not the ones I want, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shocker. Okay, so I'm not quite sure how I'm going to fill this in nicely then. Only thing I can think of is we can actually have custom stuff. I really miss my Cities Skylines 2 like stuff. We got some decals. Those are the ones that are actually working. I just forgot the button combinations for it, which is pretty nasty. It's on. Why are there so many buttons? Okay, I thought it was Control P, but no, it's not. It's converting to procedural objects. I knew it. Or was it Control A maybe? Is it Control A? It's Control A, because I'm a freaking idiot. Okay, so we got like these kind of stuff. I know there are animated ones, but I don't think I have installed those. So we could actually have Something like this. That makes it a little bit nicer. Actually, kind of like those. Not really sure about that too much, but you know, we only got an hour, so I'm not going to spend too much on decoration and stuff like that. But I think this already looks believable. But I thought I actually had the surface painter installed, but could be wrong. Could be in a different tab as well. I'm not quite sure. I haven't played this game in ages, so you can actually tell that. So I download a lot of trees as well. Look at all of those trees. We got like these cluster trees, low poly trees. I actually want to change those trees as well. So we got like these ones. I think that looks nice. Spacing should just be 1. Just like that. We could do something like this over here as well. I think that's not too bad. Now we can actually maybe do something like this. I think that actually spaces it up well. Something like so. And then we can actually make this a little bit nicer over here. There we go. And then we place some grass. Just like that. I think that looks pretty nice. I think that looks pretty nice for now. I think we have like these tile decorations. So if we go to tiling, so we got like different tiles. Don't know if which one I would like for this. I think I like these ones. And then the grass still gets through, but oh no, it actually doesn't. Can we actually use this one for it? And if we do a spacing of 10, maybe 8. 8 seems about right. So if we do something like this, okay, I don't hate that too much. Okay, yeah, it's wonky. It's not really the nicest, but then again, I don't really have the time for that. It's just so it looks connected, and I think that's pretty fine for now. Not going to spend too much with that, and then we can actually just make this smaller like that. And maybe you can actually do something like this next to the train tracks. I do actually want to have like a little bit of a clutter. I know I have the brush installed. So how does this look if we space it out a little bit? Space it out 6 maybe. And then maybe get this next to the train tracks. Like so maybe. I think that looks... it's not too bad. It's not really what I wanted. But, you know, cannot complain too much right now. So I think this will have to do. I think this would have to do. Also, I cannot change this train track because I don't have that mod installed, I guess. So yeah, we have to deal with that. It looks a little bit wonky, but you know, if I would do like an actual series or something like that, I would change that. But just because this is one single video, I don't think I will. Okay, so let's actually get some services in. So we need some fire department. I think you can have... Ooh, is this a little bit big? I think this is a little bit big for the area. This is a little bit small for the area. So, because it will be like not the biggest of towns, I think we could do actually with a smaller one. It's all pretty big. Ooh, I like this one. The big fire rescue on the side. I really like that. Ooh, fire station. I actually like this one. Yep, this is the one we're going for. I really like the look of like almost a little bit of like it's an old factory. I really like that one because I like the factory area over here. Oh, I really like that one. So what kind of fire trucks do we have? We've got like the Dutch fire trucks, stuff like that. Let's go for the Dutch fire truck. Let's go for Dutch vehicles. Not really too... Yeah, I have a lot of Dutch vehicles installed. Because normally I build like Dutch kind of styled. But this is more like an American layout. So I think I'm going more with an American layout, I guess. Alright, so that's a fire department covered. Let's go for a police station. I think... Oh, I don't really know yet. This one is more like, well, I like this one as well. On this side, maybe. How well does this look in front of that one? I mean, I'm not hating it, but I think it's a little bit too big for the area. This is more like a downtown kind of thing. So I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure with this one as well. So I do like this one though. This actually vibes a little bit better. Also, I got like the smaller one, I believe, which is this one. And I think this one actually might do the trick. Ooh, that would actually fit in rather well right down there. Not quite sure. Maybe look into that a little bit. Let's place it down there for now. We can always change it up later. And of course we need to do fencing and stuff like that as well. Don't really have too much I don't know how much decals I have and stuff like that. So if we go to props, I don't know what my props are. I haven't played this in ages. So we got like this tram. So I don't think we can actually build up a whole network. So we have to make up our own for now. So if we do something like so, and then like so, and then maybe the other end. It looks like there's a tram network if we make screenshots or something like that. Because I don't think we actually get a whole connection up and running with actual lines and stuff like that. I just want to see if we can make nice stuff in Cities Skylines. Oh, look at that. I really like it. For some reason, I really like these like little grass clutters. That's what's missing in Cities Skylines 1, is it? As well as the firefighting and stuff like that. It's simple stuff, but it really makes the game. I don't hate how the textures look, actually. I'm actually really surprised how it looks. So we got a lot of cars and stuff like that. Oh, we need to hook this up, of course, to the outside world if we want to have cars driving around. So let's actually quickly do that. So let's actually quickly get a small rural highway going on. So let's see. Do we have like two-way connection? That's like this one is going two ways. I like this one, but it's left-hand drive, which we're not a Britannia. All right. So I think we're going to have this one. And let's see, we can go from there actually. And we do need to have snapping on because we want to have 90 degrees angle. But for some reason, it doesn't pop that, which is strange, but okay. That's a nice 90 degrees. And we can do something like that. And then we can have something like so. Have it nicely follow the train tracks. Go straight like so. And then we just connect it up over here. Perfect. We need to get rid of those trees. And how do we connect it up to the outside world? I don't mind too much how it looks over here. So I think we're just going to do something like so. Grab it over here. Well, I don't really know how it looks, but we'll see. And then connect it up just like that. And then of course we need to get rid of those trees right there. We need to get rid of those trees. It's just so we have a connection. That doesn't really matter. That's outside of our jurisdiction, so to speak. So this is like the jurisdiction that we got. We need to get rid of these trees as well. There we go. So now we're connected to the outside world. Is it actually bad looking? I actually don't hate it even. Even though I just quickly made this. It's actually not bad looking. Alright. Okay. Well done, game. I don't even think you can do like tunnels like this on such a high mountain. In Cities Skylines 2. Not quite sure. Don't quote me on that. Alright. So we're now 20 minutes in. And we only have this already decorate way too much. Okay. So let's actually extend this road over here as well. And then of course connect this up right there. And we can make like a small type of grid right down here. Don't mind it too much in this area. There we go. And then get rid of these trees right here. And let's actually give it a little bit more strength. Let's actually remove all these trees and place down some trees later on our own. So that's perfectly fine. I think that looks... I think this already looks good. Even though it's a little bit gritty. But, you know, it's an American road. American type of town, I guess. And then we can do... Let's see. If we can do something like so. 45 degrees. And then connect it up like so. So we got like a little bit of a different shape. I think that's perfectly fine. Good. Good, 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 good. And then connect this up. And we can actually follow this road just like so. And connect it over here as well. And this one can actually connect it up just like so. And this one can continue all the way straight like that. And we can have a little road like so. I think for now this is relatively fine. It's way too gritty for my liking because I'm European. But I think this would be realistic as well. I think this would be what they would do realistically. And then of course you can have this road connection right so. You can do that. So that's a little bit of a shape. I think that's perfectly fine. Okay, so let's actually get some houses in. So if we go over here, we go to global, and I download some detailed houses, which I really quite like. So let's actually plop them down. So that's at least, well, I want to have them 4 deep. And I think that's perfectly fine. So let's see if we can have one that fits in here. It's a little bit too wide. Okay, they can go over this side. I know we have a couple of those are 3 wide, but you know, what can you do? That's a 4. That's a 4 as well, so we only need 1 of the 3. That's because I need to have it like so. I had it the wrong way around, so that's why it wasn't showing up. There we go, now it's showing up. Let's see. That can be fine. There we go. Now we can do the other side as well. And I think these houses look pretty amazing. And then we can do something really cheeky. And that's the one thing that I really miss in Cities Skylines 2. That actually speeds up a lot of the process. That's why I don't do a lot of Cities Skylines 2 videos lately. Because I have so little recording time. And it takes so dang long to record anything. If I just could do like a simple copy paste function for some stuff, that would really save my ass. So let's place it down there. Let's place some down here. And I already got like this small little community, which I quite like. Look at that. It actually looks pretty nice actually. Hopefully we'll get some of these pedestrians to come in over here as well. So let's see, let's actually grab some of these houses. And you know what? Let's do it like that. I think that's perfectly fine. Let's fill all of this in. And the reason why I do this video uncut is just so you know how the game plays. If you don't know the game, even though you should, because it's a great game, you should get this game right now. And even Cities Skylines 2 is getting good enough that I say, get it. It's actually really nice right now. Look at that. Ooh, I really like how this looks with all the details and stuff. Yeah, that's what I miss in Cities Skylines 2 as well. Like, detailed stuff. You have to detail a lot yourself. And also I miss a lot of Dutch stuff on Cities Skylines 2. No Dutch vehicles yet. But yeah, I will do more Cities Skylines 2 videos. Next to my Space Engineers videos. But because my work is so damn busy. And not only work, also family takes up a lot of time. And other stuff take up a lot of my time. And YouTube is still just a hobby. If I could make this my job, then I would actually make great content. But then again, it's not my job, is it? It's a hobby still. I wish I could make it my job someday, but it's all up to you guys. Alright, so let's get a 2 and a 2 like that. Look at those houses though. Holy crap, Batman. That looks amazing. Why do we get like... Is this already overloading? 12,000 per week. I don't know how much that is, but that's 12k. How much is this one? 60k. Okay, you know what? Yeah, it's just a very small tube, is it? You know what? Let's place down a couple. Don't really matter too much. I really like how it looks already. We can actually place down a couple of those as well. But also we need some shops. And there's a lot of stuff in this game the Cities Skylines 2 doesn't have. So we got like these purifiers. So let's place one over there, one over there. But look at this. We got like a lot of these factories choices, warehouses, which kind of makes sense. So let's place in one down there. And we can have like a bigger one down there. Just right behind the train tracks. I think that's pretty cool. But also stuff like this. We miss a lot of these kind of stuff. We do got like these signature buildings, which is basically the same like unique buildings. But this one just has so much stuff. Like casinos, churches. Okay, this one is these are of course mods. But there are a lot of stuff that aren't mods. And are in the game that should be in Cities Skylines 2 as well. Let's place this one right down there. I think that looks pretty cool. I think that really fits the vibe over there as well. It's not really commercial, is it? Okay, we got like a concert building. Looks like a city hall almost. So we got like a museum, which I really like as well. So we could place this one maybe somewhere over here. Not quite sure. I don't know why there is no cars over here yet though. Why is the cars not coming in? Do you not have a connection? Are you not connecting maybe? Are you not being able to connect? Do I have to have a vanilla road or something? Okay, so let's actually get a vanilla road. Do we have like a vanilla two-way highway? I don't think there is. Well, there is, but you know, it is connected, it says, I think. Not quite sure. Not quite sure where there's no cars coming in or out. Is this connected? I cannot tell. Or can you not do outside connections yourself maybe? Oh, I think that's maybe the problem. Oh crap. Yeah, this is not Cities Skylines 2, is it? I have to connect it up to this highway over here. Okay, I'm going to do something very, very ugly. I know it's ugly, but it has to be done. Let's actually grab a big road and let's just do something like this. I connect it up like there. That should work. Just pretend that this is not here. Let's see if that works. Oh, is it me? Yep, we got cars. Did they just magically pop up or anything? No, those are just police cars. Where do the police cars even come from? Do I have a police station? Yeah, I do have a police station. I thought I put that on the Dutch police cars, but I didn't. Alright. Okay, so cars are able to drive. We just need to have civilian cars. So we need a school over here as well. So let's see. Look at that. These fits in perfectly. I don't know if this is OCB elementary school. Not quite sure. Yeah, that's a workshop. But it fits in way too perfect not to use it. Okay, so let's get actually more houses in. We need some more shops as well. I realize that, but I don't really like those houses. Let's just go down the line. And 2 of those. I think that's perfectly fine. And I think we're going to make a little back alley over here. Oh, I like this one. And grab some of those. We're gonna have this one. There we go. And of course we need these ones. I really like this one. It's like a dirt path with phone wires and stuff like that. And that really fits with the vibe. Something like that. Look at that. We got like these telephone wires, stuff like that. And that's just vanilla. This is just a vanilla asset, like type road. It's a DLC, but yeah, DLCs count as vanilla maybe? Okay, people are coming in. And I think I see the first cars coming in. No, those are just police cars. Yeah, we got first cars. That seems to pop out of existence. So we need to turn something off. Disable despawning. Because I don't know why it popped out of existence. But those are just police cars. I don't see any normal cars driving around. Even though everything should be connected. Oh, there's normal cars driving around. It's just not much. There we go. There are... Yeah, they seem to pop out of existence. I think there's a bug in my game. That shouldn't happen because despawning is off. Alright, I have no idea what's going on then. Okay, so we need to grab some clinic. We got like this small clinic over here as well. Ooh, there's a very small clinic. Pharmacy could be working. We also have like these small hospitals. This is a little bit too big for this area. That's definitely too big for this area. City morgue, examiner's office. Oh, I like this one. Even though it's just... Can we rotate this? I like it this way. Even though this is death care, right? Yeah, this is death care. But I like the vibe it gives. It really fits the area. So that's good. Now we need just some doctor's office. And how big is this one? I really like this one. Can we put this over here maybe? I think we can. But we place it down over here. It does fit over here. Ooh, train. It's an electric train, but you know, it has electricity in its eyes, so yeah, no normal cars, so I think there's something going on. There's police. I see normal cars standing, and I see parked cars and stuff like that. I just don't see them driving around. Look, we got normal cars. I just don't see them driving around. Well, I see them driving around occasionally. Look at... Oh... That's right, I forgot about that. In Cities Skylines 1, everyone has a car in its freaking pocket. I forgot about that. They could actually just get out of the car and just put their car in their pockets. I forgot about that. Yeah, okay, so cars are working. Yeah, okay, so they get out, put the... Yeah, see, put the car in the pocket. Because we do that, like, every day. So that's why I hardly see any cars. Because they come in with the train, put the car in the pocket and just start walking. Because it's just a very small town. And when they need to go, like, from here to the train station, they just plop the car on the road, drive to the train station, put the car in the pocket and just take the train. Because... we all do that. Jesus, even the P40 is not even able to do that, but alright. Forgot about that. I'm glad they fixed that in Cities Skylines 2. So we need to get some parks going. This one is a little bit big, but I think we can do something with this. If we place it over here, we got like this area over here, right? Now, if we have like some sort of building that really fits this, I think this building fits it. So we just need to have a small road, because we cannot have anything without a road. So let's do something like so. And like so then. I know it's a little bit wonky, but you know, this is what it is. Now we can place this one right there. And I really like that. If we place out some bushes and stuff like that, I think that looks really nice. Or maybe this road. No, let's actually get rid of that road. Let's actually get rid of that road. Let's actually get some trees. And then I think 6 meters is what we want. So 6 meters right there. And then we actually place it down like that. And I think that makes it a little bit more complete. Something like so. And then we can have some bushes over here, maybe. Now, I'm detailing way too much. I know that, because we don't get this area fixed, maybe. Well, we still have 20 minutes. So, and the goal of this video was to actually get stuff done. So, you know, so let's place that down here. Like so. And then maybe like so. And I think we can actually fill in this area over here. I think that's perfectly fine. There we go. I think that looks nice. All right. So we could do something like this, and then maybe follow this as well. And let's see. Can we have some sort of nice system over here? I don't know if you can actually make something right here, because I'm not good at art. But let's do the A of AtomicA. Like something like this, and then have an A from AtomicA. I don't know. It seems good enough. And then of course we want to fill in these blanks as well. And maybe something like this. I think that's perfectly fine. I actually think that makes sense. And now we can have some nice trees maybe. So tree over here, tree over here, tree, 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 tree. Is this nice? Is this a nice looking park? Not quite sure yet. I'm gonna have these small bushes right down here. That functions as a hedge or something. Let's do the same on the other side. So we got like some sort of symmetry going on. I think that looks nice. And you can have like a walk over here as well. I think this looks nice. And then maybe you can do some stripes like this. And maybe a couple of trees or whatnot. Something like so. Normally I would add some decals and stuff like that. But you know, I think this looks nice. And then we can actually do the same over here. Something like so. Yeah, does this make sense? I think this looks pretty nice. For the time that we have, I think this looks nice. We can have like these hedge kind of stuff that you see often near train tracks. Something like so. And then this one on this side. And I think that looks nice. We can have some more trees over here as well. And if we could have like a ditch or something like that, then we can actually have like a ditch. Like with the water and stuff like that. I don't think I have that installed, by the way, so not quite sure. And then put this one on 6. Let's spice it up with some different type of trees over here. Just like that. And like that. And I could do some like small grass, so this is a little bit more overgrown. We got a fire! Uh-oh. There goes the fire department. And look! Look! Animations! A second fire truck. This is a thing that Cities Skylines 2 need. Look, just a very simple animation. Firefighters get out, spray their water, and goes. But look at that, 2 fire trucks for 1 fire. In like Cities Skylines 2, you could have this whole block on fire and still 1 freaking fire truck only shows up. Yep, I forgot to actually place down the medical clinic. I was working on that before I got distracted because that's how I am. I'm all over the place, in case you didn't notice. So, let's see. Let's just place a clinic kind of thing. Let's place an ambulance post. Let's place an ambulance post. I think we're going to place it right down here. Is this an ambulance post? Dermatology? A dentist? No, 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 no. No, let's do this one. I think this one can treat people. It doesn't have a ambulance service though. So, sorry if you have a skin condition, but no dermatologist in this city. Let's do... oh, there's a very small one. Let's do this one. The UK general practice, I guess. And let's place this one down here. And then get the ambulance. And then we need to grab ourselves the tram tracks. And I think we're going to connect this up like so. And then we can have like a tram over here going over here. Back here. Back here, and then maybe have an end over here, and maybe another end loop somewhere over here. Just like a very small tram connection. I don't think a town like this size doesn't even need it, but I think it looks decent. So now if I grab all of these houses, just like so, grab it, and let's actually rotate something like so. I think that's perfect. And over here, rotate right down here. And right down here. So we at least get some more stuff going on. Now we want to have like a small soccer field or stuff like that going on as well. So we need some more parks. Not doing great on money, but they're happy. So I think it's perfectly fine. We got the Delta Works and stuff like that. So we got grass fields. That's huge though. Our soccer field's actually this big. Alright. Didn't know it was this big. That's also what your mother said, but that's an awful joke. Oh, you know what? Let's place down a couple of basketball fields right down there. Perfect. Then we got like this industry park. I don't know if this is DLC or not. I can't remember what's actually in the game and what not. It seems to be a little bit big though. Oh, this is where the parking spots are. So for some reason it's under other parks. Alright game, didn't even know that. So let's place down a couple of parking spots. A parking garage, which is a little bit big. So let's place another parking lot right down there. I think that's needed. I think that's for now fine for this city. If like this small kind of stuff was over here as well. Tiny playground, so we got like multiple variations. So we can place it right down here. And then grab it and put it right there. So we got like this little playground over there. I think that's fine. This one is a little bit too big. This one should fit. If it... ooh, hold on. So if we grab this and place it down here. So now I need to demolish some houses. This one. This one. This one. This one. I think this one. This one. This one. This one. And this one. Perfect. And I think we can have this one right there. And now we can actually have... so is this like width and depth? Maybe? I think so. So I think this one can fit right down there. You can fit right down there. And let's build this place back up. Let's do it like so. I think that's perfectly fine. Can we have like a small one? Or otherwise we have to do something else with that spot. I don't think we have a small one. Maybe if we have a 2... oh, that's very tiny. I don't think it... yeah, we got like a detailed one. Alright, good on you game. And then maybe a small house like so. Another house like this. Like so. Let's do a couple of small houses right here that fits. We could do that like the same thing on the other side. So we actually use the space. I mean, that's what real developers do, I think. I'm not a real developer as in developing streets, but I think we make the use out of this. So we got like the park and we still got some houses out of it. I mean, we could build like row houses, stuff like that, but I don't think that will fit the place like this. So we do also need, we need to have some more parks maybe. Or is this even enough? So we got like a zoo, we got props, hotels. No one wants to sleep in a town like this, I guess. Well, maybe an old inn might work. So if like an old like type of inn, maybe place it down there. You could actually have 2 of them. I think that looks really nice as well. Maybe you could like do smaller apartment complexes. Could function as that. I think that makes sense. So what else do we got? We got like this content creator pack kind of stuff. So we got like hotels and piers and stuff like that. I've got every DLC that the game has, so. Except for the latest one, the race DLC. That's the only one I don't have. So look at all these stuff we can have. It's way too much stuff. It's so much stuff. I really love it. Should I do a Cities Skylines 1 series as well? But edited. Because, yeah, I hardly edited this video. Because I wanted to see what this game actually is. I think I like this one. Could we actually have a clock? I think the clock is a little bit too big for what the area is though. Well, I could build it over here, but I don't think the area does allow that. Nope, it doesn't. We got like this meteor park. What is it called? The disaster memorial. That should be in this city. Yep, that's going into the city because this city is one big fucking disaster because I'm its freaking mayor. I think that should too. Yeah, I think I like that. We're going to keep that. So now we need to grab the tram tracks. And I want to have this one. And then we're going to bring it all the way here. And oh, that's not a tram track, Atomic. That's a freaking monorail. This is a tram track. I'm sorry guys, I took your nice little driveway, but I think that looks nice. Do we want to go over here? Ooh, I could bring it over here and then have like a actual tram track, but I really like these gardens. So you know what? Let's go straight through. And yeah, you hate it, but you know, it is going to happen. Maybe have like a little loop over here, so like the end station. And then it goes through the city to the station, over here. And then from here, I think we're going to go this way, then this way, and then maybe have a loop over here or something like that. That would make sense for a town like this. Well, it doesn't even make sense to have a tram because it's a very small town, but ooh, sure game. I like that. It's a little bit wonky, but have you seen tram tracks sometimes in real life? Oh shit, is wonky as hell, dude. Okay, so let's actually grab. Ooh, is this supposed to be this small? Look at that. There we go. And vegetation makes everything. Vegetation makes or break the look of your city. That's even true in Cities Skylines too, actually. But also a lot of vegetation boils your computer to death. Just a little bit of vegetation just like that. Look at that. Can we actually just build some vegetation over here? And then maybe have like a little cross like that. You know what? Let's do something like this. Because we don't have much time left. About 4 minutes. Something like this. I think that looks decent. If I had more time, we could make it a lot nicer. Look at that. Only this in just an hour. Because I want to decorate it. I mean, I could just, you know, spend roads. Place down roads. And to just spam everything. You know, I could just, you know, place down lots of roads and just spam everything. But where's the fun in that? And I think this town actually doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's not the best looking city, I must admit. But, you know. So, let's place you down there. You down there. You need to piss right off. Perfect. And I think I like you over here. That's perfect. And then we can have another row. And let's grab these houses. And I see that this one needs to go as well. Let's place those right down here. Perfect. And let's place a couple right down there. Now I need to place shops. I'm perfectly aware. So you need to piss right off. Yes. Perfect. And then actually fill this up just like so. And just like me being fast, I'm not even decorating how I actually would decorated. It's just me being fast, so there is at least a little bit of decoration. Because normally I would decorate it way better and way nicer. But I don't have the time for that. So, like so. And let's do something like that. I think that looks perfect fine. Instead of just an empty spot, we got like a little bit of bushes. And I think that looks perfectly fine. We just have to fill in this with some industry. And I think this area is pretty much okay-ish. We need another school though. We need some trash services as well. We don't have any trash services. You could place down this school right down here. And get rid of these bushes right here. So, like so. Perfect. I think that's pretty good. Now we need some trash services as well. I can't remember where it is though. Garbage and industry. So we got over there. Do we have recycling centers? Actually, we do. Alright. Good job, game. We could do one of these. This is just a transfer center, right? Transfer facility. So I think we just go for like this one. I think that's perfectly fine. And these guys will have like a little bit of a stink, but you know, in real life they're also not far. It's like these recycling bays actually. So we got industry, right? So we got farming industry. You got to make your custom farms. I really hope they will implement these kind of stuff in cities too as well. They did already with the ports though. So I'm assuming they will also do it with airports like they did with this DLC. Because we have like our own airports. So you can place down your airport just like so, which look ugly as all hell. Or you can make your own airports, which I really like. So I assume this will come to CS2 as well, but you never know with these guys, do you? Even though we got like these new developers, like Ice Flakes, I'm still not sure. I'm hopeful, but so far they do a good job. But can they keep it up with that? That's something I don't know. So let's place this down a couple of warehouses over here, because after all this is a harbor facility. I would really like this to be a little bit nicer, but I don't have the time for that. We got like these bigger factories over here that might have, you know what, let's actually try that one. And let's actually cheat a little bit because we're over an hour now. Holy crap, already over an hour. I thought I was like playing for like 10 minutes or something. You know, if we combine it like this, it looks like one bigger factory. You know what? Perfect. Look at that. Just an hour. I think I could do way more if I had like decals and stuff like that. And I actually knew which mods I had installed, because this mod pack is over more than a year old. And I haven't played for over a year. So yeah, I was totally forgot what's in the mod pack. But yeah, this is what we can achieve in about an hour. So I hope you guys enjoy the cinematics. And do I think it's still worth it to play Cities Skylines 1 in 2026 even with Cities Skylines 2? Definitely. If you really like a city builder, play Cities Skylines 1. But if you like nicer graphics and dick around with advanced kind of stuff, play Cities Skylines 2. It's getting better. I must say that Cities Skylines 2 is getting better. But Cities Skylines 1 still wins it for me. Enjoy the cinematics and see you guys later on.